This is a special broadcast from Saints of Blasphemy, brought to you by Bad Year Records. That's right. I'm doing the intro now, bitch. So, this is what it goes like. I've been saying for a while that I was going to be doing this song, and I'm not sure how well it's going to actually work, or how well it's actually going to be done, or if I'm even going to say the words right. But this is a little dedication to David Bowie and to Kurt Cobain, because they both did this song. But it was written by David Bowie. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see how well this actually picks up. Ready?
I'm ready.
You take the intro, I'll take the... Oh, no, I'm kidding.
I am an observer.
We passed upon the stairs, made our way back home. I searched for fallen lambs. Years and years I roamed. I gazed the gazing stare. I don't remember the words. I'm kidding. Funny, huh? Anyways, like I said, I'd probably screw up, and I know I did. But not every musician gets it right the first time, do they?
Mm-hmm. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. We passed upon... Sorry. We passed upon the stairs. Spoke of was and when. Although I wasn't there. He said I was his friend, which came as a surprise. I spoke into his eyes. I thought you died a long time ago. Who knows? Not me. We never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world. Yeah, I know, it's a little botchy.
A little pitchy dog.
But I haven't played this in a while.
I thought you were working on it for like a month.
I laughed and shook his hand. Made my way back home. I searched for fallen lambs. For years and years I roamed. I gazed and gazed stare. I spoke into you. Thought you died alone. A long time ago. Who knows? Not me. We never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world. Yes, that is a different type of performance.
What do you mean?
It's an odd thing, and it's all over the place, but that's how I play, because I never can do one thing correctly.
Because your ADD prevents you from it?
Pretty much, yes.
Your
But yes,
ADD
that is my somewhat odd rendition to the late, great David Bowie.
I thought you had space on his name there for a second.
No, I was just
pausing for effect.
Dramatic pause, you know.
Would you say it's also in honor of the great Hans Gruber? Who else?
No.
What about Lemmy?
No Hans Gruber. Maybe Lemmy. I don't know. Yeah, Lemmy. I suspect.
You're not a Motorhead fan?
That's pretty much all he says. So it's a little off on that guy. But like I said, it's just a figure to change it up a little bit. We're not doing our normal intro, and I'm botching it like crazy. But that's just what I do. You know.
You're taking the lead on this one.
Yeah, I'm taking the lead. That's why I said this
you are the
special
Saint of Blasphemy.
This is the special edition of Saints of Blasphemy, led by Briano the Hawk. Yes.
The Hawk.
But Briano the Hawk.
The one and only.
Yes, the only. But yeah, no, the reason why it's a special edition is one is to botch the intro as a sense. Like I said, the Man Who Sold the World, it's one of my favorite songs from Nirvana and Bowie. I wish I could play my favorite song from Bowie, but I can't, and I'm not even going to try to bring it up.
Well, not with that guitar, you can't.
No, I just can't play it because, it's a hard song to play, and, I really don't know too much of the lyrics other than,
Well, tell me about song. Well, why is it your favorite?
Oh, I don't know. It's just I like the feel of it. It's something when I was young. I heard the Unplugged album from Nirvana, and I was just like, hey, that's a really cool song, and I like that one. There's other songs that Nirvana covered and did and stuff like that, and they're all good and stuff. But some odd reason that one's my favorite one. There's other songs like. Plateau and stuff, but like I said, most Nirvana songs are broken down to be pretty easy. I mean, come on, stuff like that, and that moving around or whatever.
Do you think it works in their favor though?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is we talked about Nirvana in the '90s and how the golden age of '90s in a sense. We had the whole episode.
We actually haven't had the '90s. What the golden age of alternative music is called. Yeah.
But I mean, we've talked about it. We talked about the golden age of rock and stuff like that, and the '90s. They people say no, nothing was better than the '70s.
Oh yeah, has rock music peaked
stuff like that? Yeah. And pretty much, I think Nirvana, because they're so simple and stuff, they did stuff like that. Because I mean, there's a lot of Nirvana songs out there that are just really simple. I mean, Polly. Really have to watch what I play though, because that whore. Love will come after anybody who tries to do any Nirvana stuff. So
love will kill you.
Yeah, love will kill you. But the other thing is the reason that's just kind of showing my oddness in playing and stuff of the guitar, and kind of talk about the simple songs that can become more complex and just how easy a song can be done. I was playing earlier and I was coming up with some really cool stuff, but unfortunately I didn't write them down or remember them all. But as you can tell, I'm playing a little bit and down tuning to a drop D, as they call it. Reason for I'm doing that is because there's so many different things, and a lot of metal bands play like that. They'll palm mute and do the blues as well, stuff like that. I really wish I had my pick because I can get a little different crispiness to it, but whatever. But anyways, yeah.
I have like half a dozen picks from
No. We're good on
giving you one.
No, but the fact is, like I said, it's special edition and all that, because yes, I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be leading it for the most part. As much as I hate being on camera and trying to lead anything, this one's probably going to be all me.
I was surprised you wanted to. I was surprised you wanted to do that because I know you don't like having a camera on you as often.
See, I think what it's going to be is mostly your reaction. So
my reaction is just going to be looking straight at you.
This guy sucks. All those eyeballs. I know what you're going to be doing. Because when I start to play, I kind of just go crazy. I'm amazed I'm not playing as much as I should be or would be. Well, you got concentrating on talking and doing stuff. But anyways, so this is
think of like a tutorial episode.
Yeah, it's not really a tutorial. That's the thing, is I'm not going to say, okay, to play this type of music, you're going to do this. No, I'm talking about the simple fact of song can become something really easy or something complicated. I mean, I went into drop D. There's so many different songs that are in drop D. Nirvana songs, Heart-Shaped Box. There's one of my favorite songs from Foo Fighters. Hello, I waited here for you. Ever long. Yes. Yeah, simple stuff like that. But then there's also more complicated songs that can be done in drop D. A lot of metal songs are kind of simple, hard songs because it's drop D or even down tuning with the, whatever, palm mute stuff. I mean, I can go into something really easy with like simple System of a Down. Yeah, sugar. Whatever. How he goes down there and does all that high-pitched stuff. So that's a simple song, but it's a metal song, but the lyrics are what really gets it going because he's just blurting out tons and tons of stuff, and I can't keep up with it. I can't even understand what he says. You can go with a more modern thing that we've talked about quite a bit of times. Well, it's not really modern; it's '90s, but it's the good stuff that brought us into Manson.
Antichrist, Superstar, Beautiful People.
And I don't want ya, and I don't need ya. That song. Yeah, it was a great song. Simple,
memorable.
Really simple song though. So that's something that's a simple, really memorable song. Things like that. So that's what I'm saying. It's I think the guitars is a complicated thing to play, but it's also a really simple thing to play. And writing songs, some people overcomplicate things. I mean, a lot of those '80s bands.
Well, maybe that's why
they spent too much time trying to do finger flying and moving around, and it's just too meh.
Well, maybe that's what was so appealing about when Nirvana hit the scene in the early times, because it was so conscious, because it went back to simplicity, stuff that you could probably play along to, in like it's that you could follow along to the beat and the tune of it. Yeah. As opposed to songs that got overly like the rock ballet stuff, they got like overly complicated and really big. And really complex and
rock
convoluted.
Ballads and all that other stuff. Guns N' Roses did a lot of that. November Rain, just to name one. I mean, there's so many different things that they kind of just overly did, and it's most of Metallica's songs are like that. So it's hard to not bash on '80s bands because of the fact that they were crap. They really are crap. They were crap. They always were.
You have a grudge that you had to live through that.
Yeah. That's true.
I lived through so much. I was like 3 when he sent it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you grew up over there in the Balkans, so the '80s barely hit in the '90s.
I don't think you say I grew up in the Balkans. I left when I was really young.
But yeah,
I think that's still barely 1978.
There's, like I said, there's songs that can be simple stuff, and pretty much I can bring up without playing a song that is known, like that's not a famous song. At least nothing I know of. Just tunes, just playing. You can do simple stuff like with the drop D tuning, like I showed here. You're just strumming simple movement. And that's just something cool. It sounds cool to me, at least, but it's really simple, really movement, and just with that drop D. But that drop D gives you that extra bass sound, so you get that extra. Which you can hear in a lot of music, heavy metal bands or just, rock bands, some punk bands, stuff like that. They have that extra little oomph, little depth to it to give you a little bit more of the
punk tends to be a little more fast.
Yeah, I mean, you can do punk with the palm muting and the stuff here.
Yeah, more like toss the neck strumming.
Nirvana again.
Yeah, well, I was saying, if you want to do a little punk, move up a little bit further up the neck. There you go.
That's kind of a '90s vibe there, Because if you think of it, that was literally Nirvana. And I've never played that song in my life. I just found it right now.
Nice.
It's kind of cool. But there's like so many different songs out there that you can just play anything. But like I said, I like the drop D tuning because of the fact that one of my favorite Foo Fighter songs is in drop D. There's Nirvana song. There's a couple of them, like Smell Like, or was it Heart Shaped Box? And then there's Rape Me Again, Rape Me, my friend. Very controversial when that song came out, which is funny.
Well, controversial because it has the word rape in it.
Yeah, but he wrote it because he was trying to break the mold and just see what he can get away with, from at least what I understand and was heard. But it wasn't actually to be sung like, it wasn't like, oh yeah, it's about rape. It's, a whole context under it that, he
it's usually
which I think is funny, at least from what he was saying. And the thing is, he had stated he just kind of wrote songs and made up junk, and then he let the fans say, oh, is this what it means? He was like, yeah.
He retrospectively he says he did it because he was either bored and lazy and just need to put in whatever, so he put whatever words together, and retrospectively he goes back and adds on deeper meaning as it sounds cool.
Yeah, but this one, at least from what I heard, he actually spent time and he actually wrote this song to be a little racy, a little out there, to see what he can get away with and have a meaning into it. So I thought that was kind of cool, the fact that he actually did do that for one song, but not all his songs. I mean, come on, there's tons of songs that just makes no sense.
I mean, a good chunk of the lyrics in Teen Spirit, I'm pretty sure he just sort of threw whatever he could at the wall and saw what fit.
Yeah. I'm just playing, sorry.
I thought you were going somewhere with that.
No, it's just playing. But like I'm saying, like, you can talk and you can play, but you can make stuff. That is actually, I can't think of what it is. There it is, the Nirvana song again, which, if you listen to the lyrics, you're kind of like, okay, it's a depressing sounding song, but what the hell do you write it for? Underneath the bridge, the trap has sprung a leak, and animals I've trapped have all become my friends, and living off of fish. Like, what? There's like lyrics that are just out there. It's like, it's kind of weird. Whatever. Dripping from the ceiling is like, it's a sad sounding song, but if you're listening to the lyrics, some of them just kind of don't make sense in a sense, but some of them do.
The person who's really taken that to an art for himself, whether he likes music or not, was Beck. He the lyrics he strings together often don't really have much of any meaning whatsoever. He just sort of puts together whatever he can. Yeah. And that part of that is sort of the experience for like fans, where they really enjoy the hearing. It sounds surreal to them. So like, it's so like poetry. It is poetry. It's like lyrical poetry, where you can string together whatever melodic music you want together and get lost in it.
Yeah.
Do you think though that you can keep playing as we talk? Do you think that going back to the idea of like simplicity as opposed to complexity when it comes to putting together chords, music, lyrics, things like that? I think we both agree. So sometimes the simpler you make it, the easier it is, because it becomes much more memorable and easy to follow along. But it becomes much more catchy too. You know what I mean? Like it becomes like having the one opening intro that, as you might say, grabs you by the balls.
Yes. I mean, that's just what I say. Is it's a good thing if you can do an intro that will grab you by the nuts and just hold on to them for the whole song in a sense. Mm-hmm. I'm not in the tuning for your song, which I think is a grab you by the balls song.
Which one? Tell me.
But I'll play that one. And
you talk. Oh, okay. That's copyright, and you can't play my song.
Yeah. Whatever.
I know we had that whole Naps episode where we were talking about all about free equal sharing of songs, but I'm gonna pull a Metallica and say, I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue you for that.
Yeah, you're gonna get a good whopping penny.
I'm gonna sue you for everything you're worth, which I think is like negative $100,000. So I think I'll be in debt if I sue you.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So yeah, but I mean, you can hear the tune I'm playing. It may sound familiar to some people who listen to this and stuff, but
also
for the most part, it's just a.
Well, it sounds fine from where I can hear it. It also depends on how the mic is going to pick it up.
Yeah, I'm sure they're picking it up because I can hear it both ways. But I was actually, like I said, I was messing with the songs earlier, just kind of doing stuff, and I was using this actually chord in here to do a rendition of The Raven, which I thought was funny.
Didn't you play that at South by one year?
Not South by now, but yeah.
Where was it?
I played it. I did a rendition of a song basically for The Raven at the school at ACC. when they had open mic nights.
Oh, okay.
But it's not how this was tuned. It's just a different tuning, but it's pretty simple sounding. But I think it's funny that you can pretty much put something familiar like lyrics or even poems that people are used to, and kind of do what your own thing to it. And so it's kind of like what I was doing. I know it's not gonna be the same as how I did it though. Watch. Give me a second to get prepared here.
Do you remember the words?
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over me, acquainted, curious, forgotten low, while I nutted, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. So add a little extra oomph to it at the end. It kind of sounds more complicated in that sense, but it's a pretty simple song. Same thing over and over, chord wise and stuff. So that's what I'm talking about. Songs can get really complicated, and then they can be really simple. I know there's people who are probably going to listen to this like, oh, you've played nothing complicated at all. I don't play complicated stuff because I don't know how to, and I think it's kind of a waste of time.
Do you lose interest in it?
Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and try to like fancy people or impress people with trying to do finger flying and moving around, stuff like that, because I don't, the fanciest thing I do is what is it? I can't even do it right now. That's about as fancy as I go.
What about when you do the what was it, the rendition of was it Beethoven?
Oh, I can't even see here. Something like that. Yeah, but I don't really consider that Beethoven, or not Beethoven, but I don't consider that fancy, because you can also do
Moonlight Sonata.
That one's more complicated than the very least.
Well, it's interesting. You not to venture too far into the classical music of it, but a lot of it comes to like your comfort level and familiarity with whatever instrument you're playing, because you can mimic any other instrument, because that's famous on the piano, and you just play it on a guitar. The more familiarity you have with your instrument, the sounds and what it can do, the more you can pretty much come up with anything you can. And a lot of that sort of, do you have the devotion and the passion and the time to put into that? That's
the thing. Is like, I think that's true. And you'll hear me say a lot that I think that overcomplicating things is worthless or kind of redundant to me or stupid. But I mean, I can appreciate guitarists who actually know their guitar well enough to where they can make it complicated for a simple song and make it really simple for a complicated song. I mean, for those who know like Buckethead, that guy is amazing on guitar. He does some really complicated crap, but he makes it look easy because he spent his time learning to do all sort of arpeggios and really fancy movements on the guitar up and down the fretboard and just doing a bunch of stuff. So I do appreciate seeing him play, but if it's doing a song and they're doing like, and then they start going, I was like, well, there's no need for that. Stop it.
You just go. Well, you can't ever keep that tempo going though for a large duration song. It's usually whenever you see it, it sort of comes at the bridge, it comes at the point, sort of climax of the song, and then it's like the falling action of it. It's sort of leading you towards a conclusion. I've never seen anybody who's been able to keep that level of tempo.
Freebird
playing. Okay, Freebird.
They go start off nice and slow. They pick up that tempo. They go crazy within this whole thingy, and it just ends up even further down the road, a little more stronger. And just
hold on a second.
But it's a good song.
What you just said. They start out kind of slow.
Yeah.
Then it goes into.
But they keep the tempo. That's the thing.
They keep the tempo, but they don't start with the tempo.
Yes,
that's what I meant.
Keep that tempo. That's the thing, because it's a build-up.
You can't make that the whole song.
That's the thing is. Yeah, you can't really keep it like that for the whole song, I suppose. I mean, there are bands who can kind of pull it off. And
I don't think it sounds good, though.
But
if you do.
It is a very hard thing to do. Yes.
You don't want to climax for 5 minutes.
To build a good song, you need to start off with something slow, build up to something bigger, and then kind of slowly bring it down. Or something that keeps about the same tempo, blues. You know, you got the...
Same.
If anything, they do add in that extra beat, you know, to give you a little more blues feel to it, you know. And then they do some really cool, most of them at least, I can't do it, well, they do some really cool, like, soloing in a sense, but it's blues stuff where they're bending and moving around. And it really depends on the artist or the blues person, because this is like the most simple, cheap blues song you can do. But you'll have people who go in there and go like, my baby, you know, whatever. It really gets you like with the voice. You're like, oh crap, you know. Mm-hmm. Then you got those who are like, well, mom better let me.
With my Elvis.
Like, okay, we had a deeper, soulful voice, and he's like, I'm gonna do that extra, hey mama, you know, stuff, and it really gets you going.
Wait, that extra what?
You know, I call it the horse. I call it the horse thing.
It's not like you were doing a maniacal witch laugh. Whoa. That extra.
But you know, he did that extra thing. You know, whatever, or the Johnny Bravo. Hey, put him home. But I mean, that's the thing. It's like the blues and, you know, pop and all that stuff. A lot of them start with something cool, simple, and then it goes further on.
They also normally stay within the first 3 frets.
Oh,
a lot of times,
it depends.
Country. Well, a lot of country, like the simple country, simple.
Yeah, like Welling Jennings.
But because it does set,
stuff,
it sets sort of a nostalgic mood. Maybe it's just because we associate that sort of music with it. But it sort of sets like a laid back, relaxing environment. Like it doesn't feel as intense. You feel calm, and then if you wanna, then you start. You know, you can move further down, you like to build up. So like right there, like story is moving along, it's progressing. Now something is happening. Something is unsure. Go on now, we're calm again. We're good again. Everything's good. Wait. What's going on? Question mark. Intense.
You know, those little pauses which it build up a little bit, and then you go back.
Because especially because you started like that repetition, and it creates a familiarity. And then because you're in that zone, the second you do something else, that's when sort of like if you're reading, like listen to a song like you're reading a story, something is happening. You know, like a shift has occurred in the plot.
Yeah.
And it's sort of moving it along.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of how a song should go, I guess.
Yeah, storytelling.
And that's the thing, is like with me, I have a hard time trying to write songs once because I don't ever really have a theme when I do something. I just kind of play and just go with it, you know. And people have, oh, well, now I'm going to write about this in a sense, or I've been inspired by, you know, seeing a movie or reading a book or, you know, having a kid or whatever. And so they write something for them, you know, like, why do birds suddenly appear, you know, whatever. And it's,
Mary
for me,
had a little lamb.
Yeah, for me, it's just kind of like, okay, let me find something to play, and then I just start. You know, just doing my own thing or whatever. Until I find some sort of repetition or pattern that ends up getting me to like, okay, yeah, I like that, you know. So you'll notice I play a lot of the same chords over and over.
I've heard you tell me in the past you have a hard time starting songs. Like you prefer to start like in the middle of the action of the song, like.
For the most part, yeah.
Like someone's like you don't really like the build-up process of it. Like you like it in other songs, but you yourself don't really have much interest in it.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, most of the songs you hear me playing, just messing around on the guitar with, I don't have like a or something stupid like that, you know? I just kind of, you know, just let my hand go and see what the hell comes out. You know, and then you get the funky stuff. Where is it? You know it's coming.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body. Oh, no, not anybody has a body like you. Well, you better think twice before I kick. I don't know the lyrics.
Yeah, sure. You've been practicing that for practicing with my. That
I got a little too into that one. Sorry.
it's
You got it after. No.
no shame in liking George Michael. Don't try to spruce it up now.
Yeah, I was doing Limp Bizkit.
Oh yeah, that's much better.
Yeah,
that's a much better.
Hey.
Honestly.
I prefer the Biscuit to the Michaels.
Said nobody ever except
Wham.
you right now.
Hey, I like that song. Limp Bizkit did a great job at it, I think. Seriously.
Again, said nobody ever.
You know, whatever. Oops. Yeah, there's stuff in the middle. I'm not doing it on purpose.
All right, for it.
Fine.
There you go.
Lyrics? I don't know.
Well, you don't need to. If you know what song it is, you can still instantly recognize it.
Yeah. That's another thing. Like, talking about bands that went from something somewhat complicated or somewhat simple into more complicated stuff, and then kind of threw in a couple of simple tracks in there. I mean, Green Day, that's a simple song. Mm-hmm. And then they have stuff like The American Idiot and, you know, whatever else on those albums, but they got a little bit more mainstream, a little more poppy in a sense.
Well, they did that on purpose.
They
That's
do
like
have,
a rock and roll.
yeah, because they're moving around.
Storytelling.
But they do
the whole
have,
album is like a giant story.
Billy Joel Armstrong, is it? Mm-hmm. Did write a song which he thought was not a good song. He didn't want to release it, but they're like, no, do it. It's a great song. You know, now it's, you know, or a lot of people know it. Some people put it as their graduation songs. You know.
Yeah,
everyone pretty much knows what song that is. You know, so, you know, it's a simple song for the most part, but it's also somewhat complicated because if you don't know how to play it correctly, or if you don't have the hand control, finger control, you look more like this. You know, so it's like all one thing up and down instead of the...
Well, here's what makes a song catchy, though.
Huh.
It's both upbeat, but also somber at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, it can make you both, like, it instills like, it's some good time in your life, but it's also the sadness, like graduation. Yeah. You're happy you're graduating, but a lot of people are also sad because all the good stuff in high school is
yeah, it's true. But, you know, that's, I don't know, that's pretty much how I think most songs go, most bands and stuff like that will go. You know, like you said, mention graduation. It's like, yes, it's a so long goodbye. And you know, I think that's what we should do at this place about right now, because I'm running out of things to play. And, you know,
before we go, while I have you there with the guitar, can I just ask you a quick question to touch on it that I always like asking people, especially people who like get into guitar playing and so that. What is it about the guitar that inspires you? That song is copywritten, just so you know.
Just grabbed you by the balls, didn't it?
It's a Sascha.
It stopped you right in the middle of your sentence.
That's a Sascha Saintevic original.
Yeah, well, this is also a Sascha Saintevic original because it's the same lyrics or same song with your actual lyrics from Saints of Blasphemy, where this song this title came from. 50 inches long. Keep in mind, this was written by a German.
Why does that matter?
50 inches long.
They don't know where I'm from.
Slashtuckers and slongs. 50 inches long is all we need.
That is not how it goes.
Sorry, I missed it. Oh, but yes, why do people start the guitar?
Yeah,
for the
no,
most
not
part?
why do good people. Why do they
people
drawn to the guitar
start
more
to the
often than any other instrument?
I don't know. I think it's something that they hear in their music for the most part when they're growing up. I mean, Twinkle Twinkle.
Is it just easier to
Star,
play the guitar?
Things like that. It's guitar is pretty simple, but
I asked this as if I've never picked up a guitar in my life.
I mean, you're the one who had the guitar in the frame, last time. So I figured I'd do it this time. Except I was playing, unlike you.
Well, I'm still taking on the role of like.
The thing is, I mean, that's the thing is, why do people pick up the guitar or even are drawn to the guitar? Mm-hmm. One, I think it's the stigma of guitar players get all the girls. The other one is, it's just something it's in people, I guess, naturally. It's like, ooh, something to do. And if you get a baby near a guitar, what do? They start swinging at the strings, and you're like, no, stop it, you're going to break the strings. So I think it's just a natural thing. It's just they hear it. I mean, if pianos were more readily available and cheap as hell, I think there'd be more people playing piano. But what people think for piano is, oh, well, that's the...
elegance.
It's elegance, it's fancy, it's for rich people, because the cheapest piano you can buy is, a couple $1,000. If you find one at a pawn shop for lucky, you'll, be half broken or whatever. Now you can find a keyboard and it's like, okay, yeah, play on a, 12, 15, 18, whatever, but it doesn't sound like a piano. You hit those tones, grand piano, it's nice and deep and it just flows, it's luxury,
like a whole orchestra setting, like the church setting. It's
beautiful. I love playing piano and I wish I had one. I would be playing piano right now, not this stupid wooden string thing.
There was something though. I told you the thing that I hated about the piano though. Every time I played it,
you went off time of what you're supposed to be doing.
I was scolded about it.
And your Frau whatever McCollar would scold your hands and slap him with a ruler like a religious whore.
I believe her name was Frau Polenske. I remember. Grundschule Beutnerstraße, Hannover, Niedersachsen. Like, shout out if you're listening. After 20 years later. The thing though that I wanted to say is, here's the thing. I felt like people cared more when I was behind the piano than when I'm behind the guitar. If I'm messing around with the guitar and when I mess up on the guitar, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
They're just like, he's just some stupid punk kid trying to play like an idiot. The piano, it's like people took it to heart. They're like, how dare you miss that note? How dare you play that differently or experiment around with it?
Yeah, so that's the thing.
Like, you think there might be more discussion? Like, the guitar seems more accessible to a lot of people.
But that's the thing is piano, see it as an elegant thing, and when you mess up on it, people really do go after it. If you screw up on a song, on playing guitar or whatever, there's a guy, he's just learning, he's practicing or whatever. So he's not as good. That's really all it is. If when you can be a beginner on piano and they'll be like, oh, you suck, you're horrible, you should stop forever. As guitar, people play the hell. I've been playing for 20 years almost. And I still suck, but it's just what I do.
You're so hard on yourself, man.
It's just how I play, But whatever. But that's pretty much I think how the topic is for this time. I'm gonna finish off with a little bit of an original.
A Briano Hawk original.
Thank you very much for watching. Stop
now. You're not gonna say a word to our sponsor?
Nah. Well, we haven't brought up the homeless guy in a while.
The homeless guy, I think we got rid of the homeless guy. Today's episode was brought to you by Schickelgruber Sauerkraut. If your kraut isn't Schickelgruber, your kraut isn't sour. It's been imported from Briano Hawk since circa 1889. Just thought I'd add that in there. Yeah.
Nice.
I would pay money to see if anybody gets that joke.
That is funny. But anyways, we're going to get going. So thanks for watching, guys. And hopefully I didn't torture anybody too much.
It all depends on how the mics pick that up.
Yeah, we'll know in a little bit.
No, ready.
All right, guys.
See you next week.